Hey, what's up guys? So today's video, I originally intended to be an install video for the Scooter Swap Shop Polini Carb kit, but my mic went out at some point during filming. Worked quite a bit on the video, so I was a little upset. Roughly half of the audio was totally non-existent. The other half popped and crackled, so it was unusable, unfortunately. However, what I decided to do was, I have it installed. Why not just ride 100 miles with it, get an idea of how it's holding up, what it's doing, and do a full review for you guys. So that's what we're going to do today. Like I said, I've been on it for about 100 miles. I've got it tuned in pretty close to where it needs to be. The weather keeps shifting on me, so it's kind of, some days it's great, some days it's okay, but S2KP came down. I don't know if you guys saw that video or not. If you haven't, check that video out. It's a pretty nice ride. He got on the bike with the carb kit and liked it so much he went and bought one. So what comes included? So you're going to get the S23 intake. It comes with 3 different elbows. There's one that's kind of a straight out, one that's got this got it standing out pretty much the same position as the man in the box intake, and one's going to cog it back at a little bit of an angle. I just chose to go with this because it got it as far away from the tire as I could, but being a foam filter, this is easy to clean, and it seems a little more resistant to sand and debris, which is nice. But intake's included. Of course, you get the Polini CP carb. Now this is a big jump from the factory, which is a 17 millimeter bore, I believe. This is a 22 millimeter bore. That doesn't sound like a huge carburetor, but on such a small engine, that's pretty nice. Comes with the coupler and the adapter. And I believe they're selling the adapter as a standalone deal now, which if you're for some reason not a fan of Polini carbs, or you choose to do something else, they are selling that. It's actually a pretty nice piece. It's milled well. I hadn't had any issues with it. It's machined nicely. I think it's billet. Yeah. Anyway, also comes with a aftermarket throttle cable and the adapters to attach it to the Polini carb. You are going to have to change the throttle cable out, but it's an easy job, not a big deal. Comes with a choke extension. Chose not to install it on mine because the choke's just a lift-up choke on the other side of the carb. It's easy to get to. That's also one of the advantages of this kit is, if you haven't noticed, it pushes this carburetor back a little bit further. Makes it a lot easier to access. Also, taking this off to rejet it is significantly easier. It's one little pipe clamp. You undo it, the thing slides out. It's lovely. Kit also includes a set of pilot jets. I believe, yeah, they were S23 brand, and main jets, which were Polini branded. So with the jetting, because I know some people are going to ask, some already have, I went with the 98 main, 36 pilot, and I set the needle 1 leaner. However, if you're not experienced with carburetors, you may not know that may not be where you need to be. When jetting carburetor, it depends on everything else going on with your bike, the state of tune totally. So what you've done to the CVT matters, what exhaust you're running matters, where you actually live matters, what your relative humidity is, what the average temperature is, how high you are above sea level. Where I'm at, I'm less than 200 feet above sea level, just to give you an idea. And tuning it was kind of a nightmare because we had temperature shifts day to day that were low 30s one day, the next day we hit the 70s. So it kind of made it not fun. But what have I noticed in the 100 miles that I've driven? Gas mileage has suffered slightly. Not a huge amount, but it looks like we're going to average somewhere between 5 and 7 mile per gallon loss. and mine's still running a touch rich. So yeah, your mileage may vary there, but that's not a lot of loss for what is a significant jump in power. You know, the dyno showing, well, Scooter Swap's dyno showing this is roughly a 2 horsepower gain over the factory, which is in 2 different results, one at 5.5, one at 5.7. That's an enormous boost. So a little loss in gas mileage, really exceptional gain in power. The acceleration, you really can't compare it with the factory. It's night and day. This doesn't feel like a 110 anymore. It certainly doesn't feel like a Navi. So I'm going to pause this, put you guys on my helmet, take it down the road, and let you kind of see what the acceleration looks like now. Alright guys, so heavy traffic today. Hopefully this audio is working because this is a replacement mic, and didn't look great in the box, but we'll see. Alright, let's give it a little burst coming off here. Alright, find a headwind. I'm going to find a back road to get this thing wide open. That's about a little over half throttle. Let the bike warm up a little bit too. So again, right about just over half throttle. Can keep up the traffic pretty well. But before, you know, this was kind of a struggle, just keeping up with normal passenger cars going down the road. I'm gonna hit every single bump that I can. Get these tires warmed up a little bit. Get the engine moving a little bit. We'll open it up some. And like I said, mine's still just a touch rich, so it's got a little bit of a flat spot just after, or excuse me, right before quarter throttle, so I need to do a little more adjustment. I can point you guys down a little bit. Maybe you can see the speedo a little better. Of course, I picked the windiest day to do a test of this. Full throttle, which I've noticed the Navi doesn't really like full throttle. And at some point we will find a nice flat piece of road where I don't have the wind blasting into my face, and I can open it up a little bit. And I know probably to everybody that's not a Navi rider, so far doesn't look like super impressive acceleration, but trust me, over the factory Navi, oh yeah, this is a hot rod. The main difference I've noticed is the ability to just kind of like that punch out on corners and when you turn. Where before the Navi was just kind of flat on its face. It didn't like to power out of turns very well. So one thing I did notice when I rode S2KP's bike, he has the hot lap as well with the factory carb, and he had pulled the DB killer out of his pipe. It's kind of cool. It kind of burped a little bit and had some nice little backfires to it, but a little loud and a little obnoxious to me because I've got mine pulled out. It's a little louder than I like, but the carb really likes it, so we'll run without it for a while. At least until I get the 100% there on the tune. Like I said, probably 95% there. It's just got a little bit more it can give me. Alright, hitting looks like 57, 50, I'd say it's about 58. Alright, cops hang out around here and it is a 45, so I can slow down. So hopefully I got the speedo in frame. You don't wear shorts and shirt sleeves in South Carolina when riding a bike. I just got absolutely hammered with sand coming off of that truck. That, no joke, felt like I got shot with a shotgun. that stunk. Alright, let's whip around here. It's also kind of a good idea to wear long pants and at least a long sleeve shirt when you're riding a bike. But it's nice weather. We'll take advantage of it. Speedo's moving a lot quicker than the factory one. This still isn't a, well, it's never going to be a super bike by any means, guys. But I'd say this could, with the carb, pipe, and CVT, you could hang with some 150s, you know. Well, depending on the 150, you can smoke them, but you can hang with a little bit bigger bike now. You can definitely hang with a Grom or a Monkey or a Super Cub. Now, the one thing you're going to find is that 10-inch, ooh, God, yeah, wind. That 10-inch wheel in the back is going to hold you up a little bit, but, yeah. So, if you're interested in the kit, check out Scooter Swap Shop. I'm going to put a link directly to the part, and make sure you've probably already seen to use the code SC Navi if you're a first time buyer there. That's 5% off your entire order, and on the carb kit, that's going to be a nice chunk of change off the top. So, and if you haven't noticed, the channel changed. We're not SC Navi anymore. Now it's SC MOTO. That's because the next video is going to be the new bike I just put a deposit on today. I got a 2021 Super Cub. So we're going to be working on that on the channel a little bit here and there. Still going to be kind of Navi focused because that's what I'm having the most fun with right now. But we're going to include the Super Cub, so didn't want to kind of niche myself too much. And as I get more bikes, and I might dig out some older stuff that I've had sitting around for a while. I've got some cars and stuff, but in mind, but I don't want to get too far off the mini moto theme. But if you've watched to the end, I'm going to tell you a little secret. So I'm doing a 1,000 sub giveaway. That's going to be in the next video, but you guys are going to have a heads up. So my man-in-the-box intake, because it will not fit the Polini Carb and the Jets, the ones man-in-the-box sells as a kit, I'm giving those away in a 1,000 sub giveaway. So I'm going to do a video kind of showing off the Super Cub when I go get it. Paid the deposit on it today. I've just got to kind of wait to get it. It'll include the man-in-the-box intake, the Jets, the same ones, like I said, sold by man-in-the-box, and probably some other goodies. So be on the lookout for that. So hope you enjoyed the video. You know, like I said, description's in the link. Like and subscribe. All right, guys. I'll talk at you later.